My media film production evaluation. Question number 1. In what way does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? In order to establish some conventions and forms that are used in opening titles of thriller films, I have deconstructed some real thriller films to help me create mine. So this is one of the films that I deconstructed to help me with the conventions. It works better like
Fucking, but you burned my fucking face! Fuck! Bring him back!
That section of film was taken from The Last House on the Left, which was 2009 film, 2009 thriller film. Through looking at thriller films, I found that the main location was very important, as tension and suspense could easily be built if the location was especially eerie and scary, such as a forest. This is why I have chosen to use a forest location in my film. The storyline to our film is also similar to other thriller films that I have deconstructed, as I found that a consistent convention of thriller films is that there is normally a vulnerable young character who is trying to escape from someone or something. This draws the audience in as they sympathise with the main character. Our character introduction is shown immediately through a dangerous situation, as she is running away from something that is unknown to the audience. The use of this character introduction sets the scene and starts off the storyline, whilst creating a thrilling atmosphere, as the audience are unnerved by the fact that they are not clear what is going on, like with the film The Last House on the Left. The fact that our main character is running increases the tempo of our opening scenes, that is the same as in many other thriller films. I have found out these conventions from my target audience focus group. The use of costume and props also sets the scene and follows conventions of real media products, as I use costume choice for our main character to help introduce the storyline. The use of the bright eye makeup, formal dress and shoes makes it clear what time period my film was set in, as well as helping with the characterisation of Jennifer, my main character. My choice of camera work also complied with forms of real media products, as I chose to chop and change between lots of contrasting shots in order to add a thrilling feel, as shown in my video clip, The Last House on the Left. Both media footage also use extreme close-ups to make the audience sympathise with the main character and grasp the attention of my audience. This use of extreme close-ups also helped to develop the relationship between Jennifer and my target audience. I believe that my finished media soundtrack and sound effects follow the conventions of thriller soundtracks, as my soundtrack is made up of lots of overlapping clips that all created tension and a thrilling feel by climaxing and anti-climaxing. I know that I followed many of the conventions that are used within real media products to create a professional look about my product from the comments made by my target audience.
I felt that the soundtrack in your media product was really good, it was really gripping, and was conventional of a thriller film that I've seen before, such as The Last House on the Left. It really helps set the atmosphere and the scene setting for the film, and kind of helps build up what's about to happen next. I thought the female character was very good. She was really good at portraying herself in her vulnerable situation. The way she was dressed was also good because it helped imply to the audience that the film was set in the 80s. The clothing was very vintage, especially the shoes and the hairstyle and the vibrant eye colour makeup. The settings was really good as the location choice was a forest, which is similar to very many other good thriller films and action films such as The Hunger Games, where the main part of the film is set in a forest. The atmosphere was really good, created by the forest. As she was running, there was the rustling of the trees and the cracking of the twigs in her feet. The camera work was really, really good. There was lots of close-up shots of the main character's face. You could really feel the emotions that she was feeling. Personally, I thought the storyline was fabulous. It's very similar to other great thriller films. The storyline's very intriguing. It really, really captures you to the screen.
Question number 2. How does your media product represent particular social groups? Before I started film production, I looked at other thriller films such as The Hunger Games, The House at the End of the Street, and The Last House on the Left to see how different social groups are represented in thriller films. It was clear from this research that my main character should be the victim in my thriller films should be young, attractive, and a white female. In the British and American film industry, stereotypes are used frequently, as the victims in thriller films always have white British females as their victims and foreign males as their attackers. This is because England is mainly made up of white British people, as I found out from my target audience, as they said that they would find it easier to relate to someone who is from the same or similar ethnic minority as them. I decided to follow the stereotypes of having a main actress that is white British and female in my thriller film to make my opening sequence look similar to professional real products. The role of women within thriller films is also interested me by the fact that within thriller films it is expected that the most vulnerable innocent person would be a female who is victimised by a male. This is not the case, however, in The Hunger Games, where the main actress is a strong female. However, the storyline is not a conventional kidnapping like other thriller films. What kind of media industry would distribute your product and why? For looking into this question, I looked at different institutes to see which one would best suit my product. Lionsgate are one of the most successful independent distribution companies in the world. However, they have a reputation for releasing controversial horror movies, such as American Psycho and Saw. Because my film is a low-budget horror film that won't attract big crowds, Lionsgate would not be the right product for my film. Would not be the right distribution company for my product. Artificial Eye is a mainly British-based film distributor who has released the films such as We Need to Talk About Kevin in 2011, Fish Tank in 2000 and Fish Tank in 2009. The fact that this company releases low-budget British films makes my product similar to those that are released by this company. However, Artificial Eye doesn't really distribute many thriller films, and so due to that small niche nature of the business, our film would not be suitable to be distributed by this company. Momentum Pictures, also known as Momentous, is one of the leading independent motion picture distributors in the UK and Ireland who release around 20 theatrical films a year. Some films that Momentum have produced that are similar to my thriller film are House at the End of the Street in 2012, Headhunters in 2011, and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in 2011. I believe that Momentum Pictures would be the best institute to distribute my product, as they have released similar films such as mine, and due to the size of the company, my media product will be distributed across England and Ireland. Who would be the audience for my media product?
The audience for my media product will be teenagers. They would have a taste in typical teenage thrillers such as the Twilight series and the Hunger Games. Our target audience would also be into books such as Stephen King, Needful Things and all the grey and green books.
How did you address your audience? I attracted my target audience to the use of mise-en-scene and followed the stereotypes of having an innocent and vulnerable young white female. I also attracted my target audience by the extensive use of dramatic effects and sudden movement camera shots. The action and mystery always kept the original theme genre, therefore the audience would be attracted to that. I also used dramatic music to enhance the tension and the thrill, which made sure that the audience attention was kept and maintained throughout the piece. What have you learnt about the technologies and the process of constructing this product? The technologies I have used are, I have used a digital HD video camera. This allowed me to record my desired shots in high quality and allowed the editing process to be fast, as I was able to upload them straight into my editing program. I also used a tripod to make sure that my shots were steady and fixed. This also made my film overall look more professional than it would if I hadn't used the tripod. Next, I used a scanner. This allowed me to get all of my written storyboards onto my blog for the examiner to see and mark. This proved extremely easy to use and saved a lot of time, as it meant that my ideas for my storyboard could be easily put onto my blog. I experimented with using a dolly to get to panning shots. These shots I wanted to include because I wanted to vary the shots that I used in my production, as well as increasing my filming skills. I also used a program called TimeTaste to show on my blog when I had completed a task. This site helped me plan when I was expecting to complete a task, and also helped me to plan what I needed to do when I was making my opening sequence. The use of YouTube meant that I could watch opening sequences to thriller films that were similar to mine in order to find out the conventions and techniques that were commonly found in thriller films. The use of YouTube also helped me as I researched into stage makeup, and that helped me to prepare for Jennifer's makeup. I also used YouTube to upload films onto my blog, as well as looking at 80s makeup and hair. The sound editing. For my sound editing, and when I was rough cutting all the footage shots, I used Adobe Premiere Pro. This was a program that I had never used before, but managed to pick it up quickly. With this program, I was able to download tracks and then rearrange them to make my soundtrack. Adobe Premiere Pro also enabled me to cut sound clips down and layer lots of tracks together with the help of a smoothing tool that made the track flow. I used tempo to speed up the sound of the breathing and pitch to make the breathing feel more harsh and thrilling, as I wanted this to be a main aspect in my thriller film. I also used Blogger to create a blog where all my work could be uploaded to. I have not used Blogger before, but I found that it was easy to use and meant that I could create a blog that was clear and smart. I have also used a site called Fraps that I have used in this presentation. This site allowed me to film the video footage of the last house on the left that was shown before, that was playing on my computer at the time. I have also used Voki within this presentation that has allowed me to increase my IT skills and present my target audience in a different way. Lastly, I have used PowerPoint to make this presentation because it is easy and simple to use. Looking back at my preliminary task, the continuity editing task, what did you feel you have learned in the progress of written film? 2 seconds. From doing both my preliminary task and this task, I have learned lots of skills and conventions of real media products. I have learnt how important elements like costume and location are when making my media product look professional, as well as how certain camera angles are used within film to create status and personality differences between characters. For example, low angle shots are used to make a character look as if they have high status and makes the audience feel intimidated, whilst high angle shots are used to make a character look powerless and vulnerable. Camera techniques such as these meant that I thought about what camera angles I wanted to include in my film to give a certain effect on the audience. The progress between preliminary task and my opening sequence task has taught me to use camera angles, costume and location to create and add to the film genre atmosphere. I have also learned that music is used to enhance atmosphere and that this technique is also another way of attracting my audience.